Important has it been for you to still be involved throughout this process, even though you're not on the field working? Like, I know that's a big part of your DNA is just being a leader in the locker room. Like, how important has that been for you?
You know, it's hard to lead when you're not able to do your main job, right? I think finding ways to have interpersonal communication with the new guys and make sure that everyone's on the same page as we're going out to practice. I think that's critical. Past that, just being vocal and being a good teammate, just being excited for your friends and using this time as you can. Right, we're only at the facility for a minimum of 6 hours. So trying to use the rest of that time, the rest of the 18 to try and make a friend or get someone kind of acquainted to what the culture we want to set is this year.
How big is that, establishing the culture and doing it in times like OTAs and everything?
Yeah, there's a misconception around sports that culture is long lasting throughout tens of 15s of decades of time, right? Like, oh, these guys are always going to be down just because they've always been down, which isn't necessarily true, right? Culture can be reestablished and reset from year to year, and it is, right? Because you have new faces, new leadership, new coaches, and just a new feel, right? No season is the same, and no team is the same from season to season. That is what it is. You could have a lot of the same faces, and you could have a lot of similar results, but nothing's ever going to be the same.
What's the feel right now with the new coaching staff here and some new players?
It's great. Everything in the off season is rubber bullets, and we have to see what happens when real bullets fly. But it's awesome. I think it's been a really productive season. I think these guys are really grasping the new systems really well.
How much is Kellen leaning into the team to kind of break him in as the new head coach as well as you guys are getting to know him?
I think that comes with every new regime that goes into any building around the NFL and probably around professional sports. There's a learning process, and you want to get it as close to a 51%, 41%, player, coach, player ownership group where, like, hey, eventually, there's a lot of say coming from the second floor, but eventually, if the players can take charge and make it their own, then I think that's what any coaching staff would want.
Where are you at in getting back on the field fully? Because seeing you do some stuff here and there on the sideline at practices.
I'm working on it.
How would you describe Kellen Moore? Would it be safe to say that he seems older as a person than his age? Would that be true?
I don't even know how old he is. I know he was playing football, approximately 12, 11, maybe 10 years ago.
Like 8?
Yeah, that's, thanks. Anyway,
He's the youngest coach in the NFL, right?
yeah, which is awesome. It's great, but he's also got a lot of playing experience, right? And he's been around this game for a long time, and his dad was a coach, right? So there's experience in years, and there's also banked experience in, I guess, the amount of time that you've been spending around the game, right? And he's probably spent more time around the game than just about anyone.
What's it like to be teammates with Gotcha again?
I love Devon. I love Devon. He's great. Really, he was always an A-plus teammate back at LSU, and there's some fault to me. I definitely didn't spend enough time with him, but he was always a good guy to be around, and he was a great teammate. And he's pretty good football player. He's been playing in this league for a long time.
Is there something you said about the number of Louisiana guys that kind of have connections here and kind of helping put this thing together?
I'd say that there should be an ownership component of. I feel like if you're from this city and you got to come here and you got to try to play your best ball to the 10th degree, right? There was definitely an added. That sentiment kind of became very real for me last year. Just understanding the opportunity that I had. And I look forward to trying to carry that through. We do have a lot of guys from this city and this state in this locker room. And that could be something that makes us different, right? That could be something that makes us special. I think everyone in this league right now during this time, during OTAs, I think they're trying to find what makes them special. And whether that's a placebo or isn't, I don't think it really matters, right? Because at the end of the day, if you believe in something and you give it everything you got, like you should have a chance, right? You should have a chance. That's what I believe, at least.
This is your first time going into a season with a young quarterback room. Obviously, we're Derek and last year. So, what are some of the differences when you're working with a young quarterback? Obviously, you haven't played with him yet, but
Yeah, I don't know. It's been different for sure, and we definitely have a competition on our hands. I think our guys have looked really good, top to bottom. I know Hayner's not able to get out there right now, but I think Jake's looked great. I think he's looked polished. The polish is certainly something I've noticed from year one to year two. Shug is as advertised. I think he makes great decisions. Can spin the ball really well and throws a really tight, neat spiral. I mean, even Decker looks great out there. The lefty. I mean, I don't know. I haven't played with a left-handed quarterback in a long time. But we have a full-blown competition on our hands, and I'm excited to see what happens when bullets fly, when people are rushing the passer, just to see who steps up and what happens. It's been a cool experience though, right? Because those guys are constantly trying to better themselves, which is an awesome thing.
Obviously, the competition coming because Derek Carr retires, and you had a close connection with him, maybe more than anyone else in this locker room. When it happened, what conversations did you have with him, and how difficult were those talks?
I was very grateful to Derek for everything that he had done for me early in my career, and introducing me to what real NFL football is and giving me a chance when he didn't necessarily have to. But my rookie year, I came in and I was just bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, just trying my best to make friends and try to get on the field. And he gave me a little bit of perspective on what it was going to take to be successful, and play for longer than people would expect you to. And so just for that, and for always being there for me and being a friend, especially when I was at my lowest points, he was always there for me at every point. And I know the people in this city have mixed emotions on him, and I understand that. We always want success, right? But I'll always be grateful to him just because he's an A+ dude.